Hi, Mike Fibus here for the Analog Garage. You know, Raj just got back from China, where among other things, he spent some time talking with companies about the prospects for using the garage's tailored LiDAR technology in several different applications. Among them, helping drones to land and also collision avoidance for robotics. We had a chance to catch up with Raj after he got home. We spoke about that as well as the vibrant startup community that is evolving in southern China. So without further ado, let's check in on Raj.
So, Raj, first of all, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Mike. I'm glad to be here.
We're glad to have you. So, fill us in. What did you find?
So, yeah, as you mentioned, I was in China for a week. It was a very interesting and a productive trip. Spent about a week there, first going to Shanghai, spending a couple of days, and then going to a city called Hangzhou, near Shanghai, and then flying all the way to southern China, Shenzhen, which, as you know, is what they call the Silicon Valley of China, with a lot of manufacturing and a lot of hardware startups. And then we went to a city called Dongguan near Shenzhen, visited a robotics incubator, and then to Hong Kong and back to the US. It was a very productive trip. We had a chance to meet a few customers to explore the opportunities for some of our garage technologies, specifically the LiDAR. So that was interesting. And then other than the customer visits, I was just blown away by the energy of the startup energy and the ecosystem that exists in China. So that was really interesting.
Yeah, and very much a new phenomenon, very recent phenomenon.
Yeah, it seems like it, and especially in the last 5 years, and everything in China moves fast, and everything is big in China, and a lot of things get manufactured in China, as everybody knows, especially in the electronic space. And Shenzhen, the southern China area ecosystem, has a great ecosystem for all kinds of hardware suppliers and manufacturers, contract manufacturers, and so on. So it kind of is a perfect place for a hardware startup to begin the life. Traditionally in Silicon Valley, there's been a explosion of startups in the software space, and that was due to the emergence of cloud computing, new languages, social networking, and so on. So that led to a explosion of startups in the software space. And people keep talking about the same explosion in the hardware space, but hardware is a little more tougher because you got some difficult ingredients to come into place. Shenzhen is one of the areas in the world where I see all those ingredients come together because of the existing ecosystem.
Yeah, and up until now, really, that ecosystem was the manufacturer for the rest of the world. Here, here's my design, make this.
Yes.
And do you have a sense for what turned it into, a new hotbed for startup innovation?
Well, when the ecosystem exists and the critical mass of people and suppliers and companies already exists, it's only time before innovation start coming from that kind of an ecosystem. And China, with its population and specifically a good population of well-educated engineers, obviously when they have the ecosystem already existing, they're going to start making innovative things, and that's going to happen by default. And I think venture capital is taking off in China in a big way too. There are certain ingredients in China, which I'll get to shortly, that also encourage startups. In fact, even in the US, if you see, as you are engaged with startup ecosystem, we see a lot of Chinese VC money flowing into the US, and I guess there's a lot of VC money coming in. So that's another area, another reason why hardware startups are starting to grow fast in China.
I want to thank Raj for joining us and for sharing his impressions of the burgeoning startup community in southern China. So until next time, thanks for listening. Bye-bye.